Marthas, and I'm acting on a promise that I made one of my best videos. Shadowtrap Talks Episode 2, bitches. I promised this quite a bit ago, so I feel I'd stop procrastinating and actually do it. Besides, I'm really running out of new ideas. It's pretty much the same situation I had at the beginning of my last Shadowtrap Talks, though my Blender animation work has been going pretty damn well recently. You might want to check that out. Disregarding the paranoid and uncreative limbo I've stuck myself in, let's begin. You know, I really like simple but hard games. It's something about playing through an experience that haven't got that FNAF-style, convoluted story, a massive world or major plot points, and yet manages to still be fun and challenging ride that just captivates me. And usually these are my favourite mindless games to wind down to. They're like lo-fi beats but for gamers. Examples of games like this include Tabs. You ever seen a YouTuber rattle on about Tabs Thor? No, you haven't, because there isn't any. Ravels of Ether. Damn fun game, man. I might have to make a video on that one soon as well. Geometry Dash, the original simple but hard game. And finally, the game we're covering today, Just Shapes and Beats. Just Shapes and Beats stands out from the rest because it is crazy underrated. Yeah, you've seen YouTubers play it, but only a liar or an idiot would say it's some part of fucking Geometry Dash fame-wise. Oh, not to mention that no one talks about it nowadays. It had its run on the internet and then poof, it's gone. That's not what this game deserves though, because I'll be honest, I love this game more than Geometry Dash, and I'm telling you why that is soon, but in a kind of aforesaid under-talked about state this game is in, here's a quick summary of this game's whole vibe. So, JSAB, which I'll be calling it for short because I'm lazy, is a rhythm-ish game released in 2018. The way it's played is pretty simple. You're a blue square, you move with the arrow keys and avoid pink stuff that appears in time with background music. You can press space to dash through some pink stuff that's giving you trouble. There are some bosses, those have you avoiding pink villains that have specific quirks. For example, the boss Barracuda has a themed attack to him, which are those triangle snake things. Now that's the gameplay stuff covered, let's move on to why I love this game. First things first, the visual style of this game is just genius. The simple shapes make dynamic and awesome looking characters. The scenery of every location from Paradise onward is mad beautiful for how simple it is. The only game of this caliber that gets even close to being as unique as this is Tabs, but I need to make a full Shadowtrap Talks episode about why that game is so special to me another time. What stuns me, and makes me adore this game's visual style even more, is that none of these special aspects of the visuals ever clash. The shapes never look odd when animated, pink and blue never feel too weird together, and the darkness of Industry never feels like a weird transition from Paradise. Every single aspect of JSAB's visual style just flows perfectly, and makes a game that never feels like it compromises its stylization for the unique gameplay aspects. Speaking of which, the gameplay of Just Shapes and Beats is absolute perfection. It never feels like the enemies are too hard for the gameplay, or that you move too slow, or that the pink enemies aren't in time with the awesome music, which we'll be talking about very soon. And I think it is testament to how unique and simultaneously under-talked about this game is that no other games, to my knowledge, copy this gameplay style. Think about it. When FNAF and its contemporaries first came out, all possible game stores were filled to the brim with mascot and survival horrors, like Hello Neighbor or Vending Machine, and FNAF fan games like Pop Goes and FNAC. And to an extent, the effects of this are still felt close to today with new mascot horrors like Indigo Park, Pocket Playtime, and Bam Bam's Great Money Grubbing Schoolhouse of Bullshit. All jokes aside, I hate Garden of Bam Bam so much. I think that JSAB deserved a release that's as big an effect as this, but just didn't. However, I am happy they didn't. It makes the game feel so original and cool whenever you play it. It makes you feel like you're playing something special, and not just another product of an endless stream of the same shite. Now, as I said earlier, time to talk about this game's incredible music and bosses. Alright then, now onto the bosses in Just Shapes and Beats. I think it goes without saying that the enemies of JSAB are absolute undeniable fire. It is pure genius how the songs they selected for this game go so well with the bosses. Because I love them so much, and also why the hell not, I'm going to go through each boss and explain why they are peak. Long Live the New Fresh is a great intro to the main villain. It somehow manages to not only introduce you to the concept of bosses, being the very first one, but also be actually kinda hard for mid-players like myself. The song is pretty great as well. New Game is an amazing introduction to the main conflict, the tree being taken and corrupted. It also introduces the newest form of the boss, so that's cool. The song itself is, as expected, a banger. Barracuda is cool, but also a really easy boss. The first part is kinda hard, but the middle is really easy for me. The song fits fine with the triangle guy, never for the best out of all of them, but I still think it's a banger. Lycanthrope B is a really great song and boss, one of my favourites from JSAB. However, unlike Barracuda before it, it is a really hard boss. Not only that, but the song fits perfectly with the poor Paradise inheritance turning into these evil pink guys. If you're wondering, Lycanthrope is the name given to the wealth condition in media where someone transforms every full moon. I'd recommend looking up the full thing on YouTube sometimes, it's a banger. While I don't care for Close to Me, both as a boss and the song, I can't ignore how well it fits with the situation. You genuinely feel emotionally attached to the big cube, so seeing him be corrupted and transformed is really sad, and the emotional song fits perfectly with this. But don't get me started on difficulty. This thing is, no joke, the hardest boss in the game for me. Yeah, more than Annihilation. I have no clue why, but if you tell me to beat this boss, I'll buckle it up at least more than once before finishing it. Final boss is great. It perfectly illustrates how powerful the enemy has become and is extremely epic. I also love how it continues the theme of this game never really ending. This is very clearly not the final boss. Annihilation is my favourite song and boss of the game. It's pure terror in one boss theme. It's New Game's chaotic feel, but cranked up to 11. Its final boss is epic feeling, upscaled by 1,000. It really feels like you're in danger, and that all hope is lost now. It's also mad hard though. Unlike some bosses, it makes sense for it to be hard, since this is the penultimate boss. Spider Dance is a pretty cool remix of the Untailed boss theme. The boss itself is a perfect blend of cool aesthetics and hard difficulty. It's kind of a no-brainer that the songs fit, since, you know, you're fighting a huge fucking spider. Till It's Over isn't the worst boss in the world. I didn't love it like I did Annihilation, but though it still has the epic feel that comes with both Annihilation and the final boss. However, I have to say that it is way too easy for your final epic showdown with this guy. You literally can't die, it's that easy. The Dance Macabre is cool. That's it. Cool. I don't think it's ever stuck out to me as a boss or a song. It doesn't really feel like a JSAB song, but whatever. Still a great boss though. Now that we've yapped about the bosses, time to talk about this game's brilliant atmosphere. Now, the last time I spoke about atmosphere was in my Batman Arkham Asylum video, and I'm going to be using that game to compare these two. So, while I think Arkham Asylum is the better game, they both said the goal they want to achieve regarding the atmosphere. Batman Arkham Asylum wants you to feel like Batman, and over 2 decades earlier, it still holds up in terms of player characterization. JSAB, on the other hand, wants you to feel like a hero, who's putting down this evil pink corruption, and it achieves that atmospheric goal perfectly. There are many times in playing this that I felt hyped and like I was strong and a perfect match for my enemies, but there are no compromises it being hard. Oh, speaking of... Okay, so maybe I'm just fucking useless at games, but hardcore mode for literally anything, be it a boss or a level in this game, is crazy hard. The great thing about it is that it never stops the game from being fun. For anything, hardcore mode makes you want more. That's kind of the thing for me regarding this game. I want more of this style, a sequel, more bosses, or the scrap level editor. I don't even care if the scuffed and broken, I want it. And concerning the other modes, yeah, they're way easier. Casual / normal mode is, well, casual. Party mode is complete cakewalk. I will count multiplayer, aka challenge mode, as a mode as well. And as someone who only recently started playing it, yeah, it's probably the reason why JSAB is still somewhat popular today. It's endlessly replayable fun. Alright, now onto the final definitive thing that makes this game great. But also underrated for me. This is the best thing about this game without a doubt. And it is, of course, like them or not, villains define whatever piece of media you're experiencing. Think about it. Would movies like The Dark Knight be as famous without Heath Ledger's Joker? Would games like FNAF be as well known without Afton? Would indie series like Murder Drones be as good without Sin, Jay, Doll, or Reindeer Lady? I'm willing to bet that they wouldn't. But J7 is a villain on par with all of these. Okay, maybe not Joker, he's a little too good. And yet it doesn't get nearly as much recognition as it wholeheartedly deserves. The boss, or as the fans and I am going to call him, Blixer, is just another breed of amazing. The best thing about him is his simplicity. He doesn't need a motive or long-winded backstory to make him entertaining. William, he's nothing more and nothing less than an evil motherfucker who escapes the cave one day and decides violence is the only option. Like, honestly, Blix is just really mean throughout pretty much the whole of the story's runtime. But never in an annoying way, no, actually the opposite. It's kind of laughable the lengths he goes to be a dick to this random blue square, yet he still manages to be threatening and scary. Just look at Annihilation. I mean, the song is about worldwide destruction for God's sake. The guy's clearly a big deal. I also love the ways the developers use it in the credits. Does anyone else just find this whole game and its style kind of charming in a way you just cannot understand? I also love his use in the Lost Chapter. That section where he's chasing up the cave is very, very hard and very, very awesome. Another thing is that he's constantly getting stronger throughout the game. At the beginning of one with the new Fresh, he's just a circle with horns that shoots balls. Then he gets arms. Then he eats from part of the tree and gets 2 eyes, more horns, and legs in the new game. Then during the final boss, he shows us doesn't have that ball blaster, and now it's a laser blaster. And then finally, he sticks the triangle in his head, and now has the power to control the spiky worm things. Oh yeah, and he's also becomes a fucking eldritch monster. Destroyed Blixer, as I like to call him. Yeah, I don't think I need to yap anymore. This guy's awesome and you know it. In short, fucking play this game, man. I don't think I need to emphasize this anymore. J Sabbath is 100% worth £16 or whatever the fuck that is in dollars. So go, play multiplayer with your mates, or suffer the brutal consequences of attempting a story in hardcore. I promise you, it will be a ride to remember. Oh, that's right, also do all the stuff, otherwise Blixer will come to your house and deck you like you did this guy. Bye!